So listen to this. Moneyman recently reacted to the Boosie situation where Vlad refused to pay an extra 10K for an appearance because, hold up, at that point, he wouldn't even be turning a profit. And honestly, from a straight business perspective, that actually makes sense. Now, Moneyman gave his take and basically said off GP. And you know how some people see it. Nothing wrong with that angle. But others argue Boosie stepped in during a time when folks like Lord Jamar, Myson, and others were calling Vlad greedy and accusing him of exploiting the black community. They were actively trying to get him canceled, right? So Vlad linking with Boosie and paying him around 20K, 25K per appearance was strategic, especially since Boosie pulls crazy views just off his personality. Now, Moneyman looked at it like Boosie was adding legitimacy to Vlad's platform, but girl, I don't fully agree with that. Vlad is way bigger than just hip-hop interviews. He's pulled viral content from all kinds of spaces, from street figures to even Italian mob personalities, and he knows how to conduct an interview. I'm not here to blindly defend Vlad, but let's be real. When he's wrong, and when he's right. And in this case, this is just business. Moneyman should understand that. And I'm not even coming at him crazy, because I know he's got his own ventures, but nobody's about to fund an interview, cover all expenses, and walk away with zero profit. And that's basically what Boosie was asking for at that point. Like, just pay me 35K after everything, which would have left Vlad with nothing. That's not how it works. And Vlad tried to explain that to Boosie privately before it ever hit the public. But once Boosie made it public, Vlad had no choice but to break it down for everybody. And keep in mind, this whole situation had been brewing behind the scenes for like 3 months before Boosie decided to speak on it.
Reputation for being one of the biggest cap artists in the music industry. Basically, everything he puts out is massively botted and inflated. He's nowhere near as popular as he acts like he is. So I decided to check out and see how his latest project is doing. It's right here. It's been out for about 2 weeks. I tallied up all of the plays. Equals about 750K on Spotify. So we double that since Apple Music is a thing. Lands you on about 1.5 million streams after 2 weeks. And by the measure that we use, we divide that by 1,500. That is 1,000. 1,000 album sales total in the first 2 weeks of its release. So again, this guy wants you to believe that he's got money. And I'm just saying it's bullshit. Okay. 1,000 in the first 2 weeks. Moneyman has a reputation.
All right. So boom. Moneyman turns around and flashes his cash and jewelry like, yeah, I got money. And listen, I get it, but I wouldn't have played it like that. Because hold up, that's exactly the reaction Adam was looking for. You're feeding right into the narrative. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to this. He simply didn't want to go on Adam's platform. Okay, so...
Broke ass up. Get your broke ass up, Adam22, nigga. This shit play money.
Showing a bunch of money, I mean. And he's in a Lambo.
Okay, hold up. Let's be real for a second. That's doing a bit too much. I mean, it is what it is, though.
Take 50K out of the bank and take a picture with it or pose with it or whatever and be convinced that they're doing better than somebody who's blatantly doing dramatically better than them. And I say this as a person who refuses to take part in these shenanigans. I do not go to the bank and withdraw money to flex on people. I say that standing in my many, many $1 million office building that I bought with my own hard-earned money. So, you know, to anybody who's actually fooled by that, who actually like sees somebody withdraw money and flex with it on the gram, and they think that that means that those people actually got money. I mean, hey, if that impresses you, I think you're the target audience for that kind of content. As far as for me, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I don't put myself out there like that. I'm never going to go withdraw all the money like that. I'm never going to go withdraw all the money I got in the bank. I'm never going to post screenshots of what my bank account looks like. Just trust, if I did, I could make a lot of these rappers look stupid.
All right, so listen. Vlad being so open about how much he pays people for interviews? Hold up, that really shook the industry more than people realize. It low-key mirrors what happened with WorldStar.
I could already see the downfall coming once everybody started making their own content and Instagram blew up, because now you didn't need a central hub anymore, right? And now we're watching the second wave of that shift, where rappers are just going live and streaming instead of doing interviews altogether. Or if they do sit down, girl, they want to check first, no questions asked. And because of that, the quality drops. You're not getting real questions. You're not actually learning anything about the artist. On top of that, when artists go live, they end up exposing too much, saying the wrong things, showing the wrong stuff, and boom, now they're in trouble or getting canceled. Then it turns into oversaturation, where everybody's chasing any kind of money, doing anything, and then trying to circle back to music like nothing happened, and it just doesn't hit the same. It's like a slow self-destruction, because back then the system had structure. You had artists, media platforms, and then brand deals like liquor sponsorships and partnerships flowing naturally. Now, that whole ecosystem is diluted because brands are throwing money at streamers, influencers, everybody, and it's just everywhere. My point is, once everything gets watered down, you end up with a broken system where nobody is really making serious money anymore. It was never meant for everybody. It was built for a select few. But once everybody jumps in, it collapses. That's exactly what happened with music videos. I stepped away from that space when it got flooded. Everybody thought they could do it. Prices got undercut, and now barely anyone is making real money from it anymore. It used to be a solid bag, but once people started doing it cheaper and cheaper, the whole market lost its value. And the same thing is happening now with sponsorships. People underpricing themselves just to get in, not realizing they're killing the industry long term. And I've got to say, a lot of this started when platforms began openly talking about what they pay repeat guests, because now everybody expects a check. Then it turns into comparisons. He got this, I want that, instead of focusing on actual value like views or impact. Now it's like, I bring my fan base, I bring subscribers, and it becomes a mess where nobody's aligned anymore. At that point, you can't win. The system just starts falling apart. And when that happens, you already know what comes next. You pivot. That process is already in motion. I'd say give it 3